Hi, I'm Wells, and I'm a 62-year-old retired contractor who thought I'd be spending my golden years relaxing with my wife, Margaret. Instead, I watched my son-in-law Derek turn her into his personal servant, and I decided enough was enough. It started on a Tuesday afternoon when I came home early from my golf game. Margaret was collapsed on our couch, her hands red and raw. "Honey, what happened?" I asked, sitting beside her. "Oh, Wells, I'm just tired," she said, but I could see tears in her eyes. "Tired from what? You look exhausted." She sighed deeply. "I was at Sarah and Derek's house. Derek called this morning saying they needed help with the nursery renovation." "That's the third time this week," I said. "What exactly are you doing over there?" Margaret's voice cracked. "I cleaned their entire house, Wells. Derek said Sarah was too tired from work, and he had an important video game tournament, so I scrubbed their bathrooms, did 4 loads of laundry, and cooked dinner for them." "He what?" I felt my blood pressure rising. "Derek made you clean his house while he played video games?" "He says I'm so much better at it than they are," Margaret said quietly. "And Sarah just goes along with whatever he says. I don't want to cause problems in their marriage." I grabbed my phone. "I'm calling Sarah right now." "Please don't," Margaret pleaded. "Derek gets so angry when people question him. Last week when I suggested he help with dishes, he told Sarah I was interfering in their marriage." That's when our daughter Sarah called. I put her on speaker. "Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad," Sarah said cheerfully. "Derek wanted me to ask if Mom could come over Thursday to watch the baby while I'm at work. Derek has a dentist appointment." "Can't Derek reschedule?" I asked. "Your mother is exhausted." "Dad, it's really important," Sarah said, her voice tight. "Derek's tooth is bothering him, and Mom said she's always happy to help." "Did he actually make a dentist appointment?" I pressed. There was silence. "Well, he's going to. Look, can she come or not?" Margaret nodded at me reluctantly. "Of course, sweetie," she said. After Sarah hung up, I turned to my wife. "How long has this been going on?" "About 6 months," Margaret admitted. "After they had the baby, Derek said they needed family support. But Wells, he doesn't lift a finger. He sits on their couch all day while I change diapers, cook meals, and clean up after him." "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because I thought I was being a good grandmother and mother-in-law," she said, crying now. "Derek says his own mother never helped like this, and he's so grateful to have me. But I'm so tired, Wells. I'm exhausted all the time." I held her hand. "This stops now. I'm going to fix this." "How?" she asked. "Sarah won't listen. She's completely under his thumb." "Then I'll make him listen," I said. "Derek's about to learn that you're my wife first, and he doesn't get to exploit your kindness anymore." The next morning, I called my old friend Detective Mike Patterson. "Mike, I need advice about a family situation," I said over coffee at his office. "What's going on, Wells?" Mike asked. I explained everything. "Is there any legal angle here? Elder exploitation or something?" "Possibly," Mike said thoughtfully. "If he's coercing your wife into unpaid labor, making her feel obligated, that could qualify. But we'd need documentation." "I can get that," I said. "What else?" "Record conversations if possible. Get witnesses. Show a pattern of manipulation and exploitation." My second call was to attorney Lisa Chen, who specialized in family law. "Mr. Wells, what you're describing is definitely concerning," Lisa said in her office that afternoon. "While your wife is volunteering technically, if Derek is using manipulation, guilt, and your daughter to coerce her into excessive unpaid domestic labor, we have options." "What kind of options?" I asked. "We can send a cease and desist letter. We can file for a restraining order if his behavior constitutes harassment. And honestly, your daughter should know what he's doing." "Sarah's in denial," I said. "She thinks this is normal." "Then we need to show her it's not," Lisa said firmly. "I'll draft a letter outlining Derek's pattern of exploitation. Sometimes seeing it in legal terms wakes people up." Over the next 2 weeks, I documented everything. I installed a nanny cam in Margaret's purse and caught Derek on camera. "Margaret, I need you to redo the bathroom. Derek's voice came through clearly. You missed spots last time, and honestly, Sarah's disappointed in your cleaning. Derek, I cleaned for 4 hours yesterday, Margaret said weakly. Well, it wasn't good enough. Sarah's mother would have done better. Are you going to disappoint your daughter? I watched my wife's shoulders slump. No, of course not. Good. And while you're here, meal prep for the week. We're tired of ordering out because you haven't been coming enough. I had everything I needed. I called a family meeting at our house for the following Sunday. Sarah, we need to talk about Derek's treatment of your mother, I said when she arrived alone. Dad, not this again, Sarah said defensively. Mom volunteers to help. Derek doesn't force her. I played the recordings. Sarah's face went pale. He's never said those things, she whispered. He says them all the time, I said gently. Sarah, your mother is exhausted. Derek's using her like unpaid help while he does nothing. But he works hard, Sarah protested weakly. Doing what? I asked. Playing video games? According to these recordings, he doesn't have a job. You're the only one working. Tears streamed down Sarah's face. I didn't know it was this bad. It's time to confront him, I said. Are you with us? Sarah nodded slowly. Yes, this isn't right. We invited Derek to dinner the following Friday. He arrived cocky as ever. Wells, Margaret, thanks for having us, Derek said, lounging in my favorite chair. Margaret, any chance you could make that pot roast? Sarah's been craving it. Actually, Derek, we need to talk, I said firmly. About what? He looked annoyed. I laid out printed transcripts. About how you've been treating my wife. What is this? Derek's face reddened. Evidence of you exploiting Margaret, I said calmly. Using guilt and manipulation to turn her into your personal maid. That's ridiculous, Derek sputtered. Margaret volunteers. She loves helping. Derek, stop, Sarah said quietly. I heard the recordings. You've been lying to me. Sarah, baby, your dad's twisting things, Derek said quickly. Your mom offered to help. I played the recording. Derek's voice filled the room. Sarah's mother would have done better. Are you going to disappoint your daughter? You told her she was disappointing me? Sarah stood up, furious. You made my mother think I was unhappy with her? I was just motivating her, Derek said defensively. Family doesn't exploit each other, I said. You've been using Margaret as free labor for 6 months. Like what? Sarah demanded. Name one thing you've done this month besides play video games. You know what? I don't have to listen to this, Derek said, standing. I did say something, Margaret said firmly. You told me I was interfering and made Sarah think I was criticizing your marriage. Sarah, we're leaving, Derek said. No, Sarah said. I'm staying. You need to hear this. Attorney Lisa Chen walked in from the kitchen. Derek Morrison, I'm Attorney Lisa Chen. I'm here to serve you with a formal notice. A notice? Derek's cocky demeanor cracked. For what? Cease and desist from contacting Margaret Wells, Lisa said professionally. Any further attempts to coerce or manipulate her will result in legal action for elder exploitation. You can't do this, Derek said frantically. Margaret, tell them you want to help. No, Margaret said, her voice strong. I don't. You've been using me, Derek. I'm done. Baby, they're turning your family against me, Derek said desperately. No, Derek, Sarah said, crying. You did this. You've been lying to me, exploiting my mother. I want you out of our house. What? Derek looked panicked. Sarah, don't be crazy. I'm filing for divorce, Sarah said firmly. You can't be serious. What about our baby? Derek's face went white. Our baby will be fine, Sarah said, without you teaching him that women exist to serve you. Detective Mike stepped in. Derek, I'm Detective Patterson. I'd like to ask you about the unemployment fraud investigation. What investigation? Derek stammered. You've been collecting unemployment for 8 months while claiming to look for work, Mike said. Video game tournaments don't count as job searching. That's fraud. Derek looked around frantically. This is a setup. No, I said calmly. This is consequences. Everyone ready? Lisa asked as we settled into her conference room. Derek should be here any minute. I'm ready, Sarah said firmly. The door opened and Derek walked in with his attorney, looking defeated. Derek, you're here to sign the agreed-upon terms, correct? Lisa said professionally. My client understands the terms, Derek's attorney said wearily. First, the permanent no-contact order regarding Margaret Wells, Lisa continued. Derek, do you understand you're prohibited from contacting or approaching Mrs. Wells? Yes, I understand, Derek muttered. And violation results in immediate arrest? Lisa pressed. Yes. Second, the divorce settlement. Sarah retains full custody, the house, and all marital assets. Derek receives nothing. Do you acknowledge these terms? That's not fair, Derek protested. I'm his father. You're an unemployed fraud who exploited your child's grandmother, Sarah's attorney said sharply. Detective Mike spoke up. Derek, the DA's office is proceeding with unemployment fraud charges. You collected $22,000 fraudulently. That's a felony, carrying 18 months in county jail. I'll pay it back, Derek's voice cracked. You'll pay it back and serve time, Mike said firmly. The judge was particularly unimpressed by recordings of you exploiting a 60-year-old woman while you played video games. Sarah, please, Derek begged. I'm sorry. Can't we work this out? No, Sarah said coldly. Sign the papers, Derek. Our son needs his father, Derek tried. Our son needs a role model who respects women, Sarah countered, not someone who uses them like servants. Lisa pushed papers across the table. Sign here, here, and here. These acknowledge the no-contact order, divorce terms, and your agreement to stay 500 feet from the Wells family. Derek's hands shook as he picked up the pen. Margaret, please, I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt you. Do you even understand what you did to me? Margaret asked quietly. I just asked for help, Derek said weakly. You didn't ask, Margaret said, her voice growing stronger. You demanded. You manipulated. You made me feel like I was failing every time I tried to set a boundary. I was stressed about money, Derek said desperately. You had a wife who worked full-time while you sat at home, I said. You didn't need support. You needed to get off your couch. We have recordings, Derek, Lisa said sharply. Your exact words were, Sarah's mother would have done better. Are you going to disappoint your daughter? Don't lie in a legal proceeding. Derek slumped. I'm sorry, okay? I don't accept your apology, Margaret said firmly. What you did was calculated. You saw my kindness and exploited it. Can't you forgive me? Derek asked, tears in his eyes. No, Margaret said. I can't, and I won't. Sarah? Derek turned to our daughter. We have a child together. Which is why I need to protect him from learning your behavior, Sarah said. Sign the papers. We're done. Derek signed with shaking hands. This is all because of him, he glared at me. No, I said calmly. I just showed them who you really are. The papers are signed, Lisa confirmed. Derek, you have 72 hours to vacate Sarah's property. Where am I supposed to go? Derek asked. That's not our problem, Sarah said. Derek, you tried calling Mrs. Wells 3 times despite the temporary restraining order, Mike said. That's 3 violations. The judge is adding 6 months for contempt. You can't do this, Derek stood frantically. Sit down, Mr. Morrison, his attorney said tiredly. You made these choices. I never meant for it to go this far, Derek said, defeated. Yes, you did, I said. Every time you called Margaret. Every time you guilted her. You meant all of it. We're done here, Lisa said. Remember, no contact with the Wells family. Your sentencing hearing is in 3 weeks. After Derek left, Sarah hugged Margaret. Mom, I'm so sorry. He manipulated both of us, Margaret said gently. The important thing is, we stopped it. Mrs. Wells, how are you feeling? Lisa asked with a smile. Relieved, Margaret said. And respected. For the first time in 6 months, I feel valued. Your documentation made this airtight, Wells, Lisa said. Dad, thank you, Sarah said. If you hadn't investigated, I'd still be blind. That's what family does, I said. We protect each other. What happens with the criminal case? Margaret asked Mike. His sentencing is in 3 weeks, Mike explained. Between fraud and restraining order violations, he's looking at 2 years total. 2 years, Margaret said softly. Mom, he stole over $20,000 and exploited you for months, Sarah said firmly. He earned every day. This sends a message that elder exploitation has consequences, Lisa added. So what now? Sarah asked. Now you rebuild, Lisa said. Sarah, you're divorced. Margaret, you're free. Wells, you can stop worrying. I still worry, I admitted. But now I know she'll speak up, right, honey? Absolutely, Margaret said with a smile. No more being a doormat. Good, Mike said. People like Derek prey on kind people. But they can't win if we stand together. We definitely stood together, Sarah said, hugging her mother. That's all any of us can do, I said. Learn and move forward. 3 weeks later, Derek was sentenced to 2 full years, plus restitution of $22,000. Margaret returned to her gardening and book club, finally enjoying retirement on her terms. Sarah and the baby moved in with us temporarily while she rebuilt her life. Justice isn't about revenge. It's about accountability and protecting vulnerable people from exploitation. Derek thought he could use Margaret's kindness indefinitely, but he learned that kindness backed by strength is unbeatable. Have you ever watched someone you love be exploited by a family member who saw kindness as weakness? What would you have done in my situation? Like and subscribe for more stories about people who refused to be victims and fought back the right way.